Jerry Gore was someone who was committed to ensuring educational opportunities and the completion of those opportunities, including me. One of the things that we all appreciate and revere about Jerry Gore was his commitment to African American students getting their degrees and finishing school. We had those hurdles, those speed bumps, we wanted to quit, and Brother Gore, as we affectionately called him, would not let you turn back. He wanted you to press on, to keep going forward, and as a result of that, we all realized those dreams and became first-generation college graduates, many of us. So a lot of our lives and our families' lives have changed because of what we've done, obviously, but the genesis of that for many of us in college was Jerry Gore.
I can't think of anyone at this university that had such an impact on every African American student that stepped foot on this campus. From the day we stepped foot on campus to the day we left, Dr. Gore was very instrumental in our process and our journey through Morehead State University. He just had the ability to connect with each and every one of us. He just found that way to reach you and to make sure that you were doing the things that you needed to do to succeed as a student here on campus.
I think the reason he was able to have such a strong connection with students is many times I felt like he was the father that many of them didn't have. And I think the reason Jerry was so successful is the thing the Bible talks about that is the greatest of these, and that's love. When he came to Morehead State, he decided that he wanted to do something special, and he wanted to see students succeed instead of just come to college and just, fail. So when they began to listen to what he had to say, they found out that good, better, best, never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best.
He was a kindred spirit. He knew exactly who we were. He had the same challenges, the same problems. He came from the same backgrounds. You're coming from little or nothing, and you have a dream, and your family has a dream. You got to remember, with a lot of us, coming to Morehead and, achieving a higher education goal was something that our parents had hoped for, our grandparents desired but couldn't have access to. So we represented that new opportunity and leveraged it for a greater good. And having a Jerry Gore who understood that and would say sometime, it's not just you. You're here for your family, you're here for your future, and man, we all owe him a great debt of thank you.
Jerry Gore is truly responsible for my being where I am right now, here in this studio at CBS WJZ-TV in Baltimore, Maryland. When I was about to graduate from college, I got an offer from WSET-TV in Lynchburg, Virginia, but I needed to get to the station for a formal interview. I didn't have the money to buy a plane ticket, I didn't have the funds to buy a bus ticket, and Jerry Gore said, "When do you want to leave?" And so he put me in his van and drove me more than 300 miles from Morehead State University to Radford, Virginia, to my hometown. He stayed in my home with my parents and me, and eventually drove me to my interview. He and my dad parked down the street. I didn't want anyone to know that they were there. I wanted to be independent. So they parked down the street and I walked up to the TV station. I went in, did the interview, and thanks to his help and his advice, I graduated from Morehead State University on a Friday, and on Monday, I went on TV. And I've been doing television every day since. Jerry was the kind of person who would reach out to just about anyone. And at that time, African American students really needed some guidance. Many of the students came from a variety of backgrounds, some from urban centers, some from rural areas like me. And we're all there on the campus of Morehead State University. And of course, we were greatly outnumbered by other students. And so Jerry was the one who kept us motivated, kept us together, gave us hope, gave us direction. And so forever in my life, I will be indebted to Jerry Gore for what he did for me personally and what he did for so many other students there at Morehead State University.
Communities all have people that step to the front in leadership. I was thankful that he was one of those people in Maysville. His work with the Underground Railroad, but also with the youth in Maysville was highly important to me as a coach and a teacher, because I was in the school systems, I was working in education, and he was a great advocate of education, a great advocate of the school system, and education and learning was a part of his background. He wanted to portray that, and he wanted to make sure that the kids in the area knew that. He had a way to just make everyone feel very comfortable around him, very welcoming person. Was just a friend to all. He was a friend of my parents. He was a friend of the student athletes on campus. He was a friend to just really anybody that wanted to engage with him. Very engaging personality. But deep down to his core, he was a teacher and a servant. He always was there for people that had problems, heartaches, but also he was always there to celebrate when successes happened too. So the smile that he portrayed and the outgoing personality is something I'll remember about Jerry Gore for the rest of my life.
When the thought initially came to create the African American Scholarship, Heritage Scholarship in Dr. Gore's name, it meant a lot to the committee that helped form the scholarship along with the Alumni Association at the university. We thought that it was the best way to honor Dr. Gore and all of his contributions to the university, to have this scholarship be a legacy for him and the impact that he had on the university with the African American students that traveled through the campus of Morehead State University. On the night that we introduced the scholarship, we raised over $25,000 that night in honor of Dr. Gore. That scholarship now has grown to, after we meet this homecoming of 2023, will be in excess of $100,000. And I think that just completely shows the dedication that past students and the alumni have for Dr. Gore, and we hope to grow that even more in the future.
I want to take this time to thank Morehead State University for recognizing Jerry Gore. And when you recognize Jerry Gore, you recognize every single student he touched, every life he had an influence over. And Jerry's a person we're going to remember for a very, very long time. And what he has done for Morehead State University and for so many students will be cemented in the history of that university and in the lives of all those who attended there.
I think it's awesome. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's well deserved, a long time coming, but it's here. And yeah. It's really wonderful that you recognize it in just this way.
He changed the whole generation. He changed the culture of Morehead in a way that you would view African American students as viable students, as students that have something to contribute. We weren't there just to go to class. We were there to start a Black student union. We were there to work on the newspaper. We were there, yes, to play sports. We were there to be involved in extracurricular activities. And at Jerry Gore paved that way, as did so many other African Americans, but Jerry Gore stayed there and he got his degree and his master's in additional education. And while he was doing that, I think he was majoring in getting us through college. So again, when you think about Jerry Gore, it's like the courses were us. And he took those courses and made sure he completed those courses. And the end result is all of us being able to say thank you at this moment.